Hello everybody, it's Pete, the Tecton Turner. Do some turning, video some turning today for you guys and then have a chat. I thought I could tell you a bit more about my health and what I go through. I don't want it to sound selfish and I'm not trying to get it across like that. It's just for people to understand what I go through every day. And I keep going, but it can be hard. But wood turning really helps, sort of like keep your mind on something else and to keep focused. Yeah, let's see if you enjoy it. So, we're getting there, but let me talk a little bit about kidney failure. So, in 2010, that's when I had my accident. I was nipped against a concrete panel in a tractor. I'm not going to go into it. Didn't know it had done as much damage as what it had. It had damaged I think it's the urethra pipe going from the kidney to the bladder, and over time it swelled up and my kidney became unusable. Went into hospital after having some blood tests because the GP said, "Oh, looks like you've got kidney failure, or your kidneys aren't working," I think is what he said. And they said, "Oh, you've got kidney failure." I had no idea what that meant. I just was like, "Right, give me a pill and I'll go back to work." Yeah, that didn't happen. So I ended up in Preston Hospital once they'd levelled me out, and they had to put an emergency line in, so they go into your groin with a pipe and then right into your one of your arteries, and then you can get emergency dialysis off that. And then while they were doing that, they would put a Hickman line in where they dig a tube down into your heart or something like that down here, and then a tube would stick out your shoulder. Well, it'll go up and it tunnels under the skin, and then it poked out here where I hook up to dialysis. So dialysis will keep you alive, but it won't, it's not a cure or anything, it just keeps you alive. It does about 10% of what a kidney can do. So when I was on dialysis, here's a weird one for you, I didn't wee for 2 years. I didn't wee at all, no urine. I had 0 kidney. So just to track back a little bit, when they found out I had kidney failure, it turns out I was born with one working kidney, which we didn't know. So when I damaged the kidney I had, it was the only one I had. I was a builder, civil engineer, I played drums in various different bands, and I lived a really long, really good life. Well, bad life but good life. And that threw a big mixer in it. So so basically what the kidney does is the kidney controls a lot of the chemicals in your body, but one of the main things it does is it removes water from your blood, and then obviously the kidney removes the water and all that lot from your blood, and then you wee it. So obviously being on dialysis, no kidneys, I was on a fluid restriction, so I could drink 500 mils of water or any kind of fluid a day. That included gravies, yogurts and everything like that. So literally only 500 mils of fluid I could have a day, and I would go on dialysis pretty much every other day for about 5 hours. It was hard, tied to going into hospital every other day. My body did not like that treatment. It didn't do so bad at first, and basically the machine you'd weigh yourself and you'd put a literage on, and however many litres of fluid you would hold against your standard weight is how much you'd remove on dialysis. And because I'd never behaved on dialysis, it always made me very poorly, and I was foolish. I would go to the pub, get drunk, and then go to dialysis the next day overloaded with like 2.5 litres of fluid. It doesn't sound much, but you put a 2-litre bottle of Coke or whatever on top of your chest and have that all day, and it's on your heart and everything, it's in your body. Yeah, so it was hard. I did dialysis for about 2 years, and then my uncle, my mum's brother, gave me his kidney. So at the moment I have a kidney from my uncle. I've had it for 13 years this year, which is amazing, but it has been so hard just with feeling poorly. Some people get a kidney and they're on not a lot of medication. It gets extremely complicated because they try and match you on 3 things. It's blood type, tissue type and antibodies. I didn't really match my uncle much. I just matched on blood type, and so that means I'm on a lot more anti-rejection. So they're trying to dull my immune system more, so I accept my kidney more. I can go right into it. It gets very complicated. But yeah, so I've had a kidney transplant. I'm on about 20, maybe between 24 and 28 pills a day. I'm on an injection. Some of my friends who have kidneys as well, kidney transplants as well, will tell you having the kidney transplant's a lot better than being on dialysis, but you just feel like a lot, not everybody, but I certainly feel poorly every day. Like I wake up feeling like crap every day. It's like, a good way to describe it is think of the worst hangover you've ever had, and you wake up like that every morning. You don't get a break from it, it's every morning. And then you've got kids, you've got to go to work. And a lot of it is the medication that makes you poorly, but you have to take the medication to keep your kidney, and with your immune system getting dulled all the time, it opens you up to more infections and everything. So diarrhea and sickness, it's a killer for kidneys because you can't absorb your pills and everything properly, so it can kill your kidney. Then you end up on dialysis. Some people don't understand like what kind of life you live with a kidney. Yeah, it's definitely better and everything, but it's hard, especially like family find it difficult because there's a lot I can't do because of my health. Like I don't like to go into like huge crowds at certain times of year, like in confined spaces, because the germs and that lot are just awful. But yeah, I've had a lot of close calls at losing my kidney just because of infection risk, just because I'm on such a high dose of immunosuppression. I just want to give a shout out to all the dialysis nurses and the doctors and everything that have looked after me, because they are absolutely amazing. And my consultant, I'm not going to name him, but he's a 1 in a million. He's kept me going. I've had him since I was first diagnosed, and I was hard work when he first met me. But you got to give the kidney transplant some credit, because without it, I wouldn't have my family, I won't be married, I wouldn't have a home, which we thought we'd never own a home, but we own a home. It's been a long journey, and I met my wife. Well, actually I knew my wife from years and years and years and years ago, but we got together like 2 months after my kidney transplant. I didn't work for maybe 5 years because I just could not recuperate. I was just so poorly, like even worse than I am now. But I was like 17 stone in weight. I was massive because of steroids. But yeah, so and I'll admit this last week, I found it so good talking to the screen. I'm finding it difficult to be able to work, have the family, run a house with my wife and family, and I can't do it without the help of the family I have and the friends I've got. It's been really hard. but I'm always positive, and I'm always like, come on, let's keep going. Which I'll talk about in a different video. But yeah, so kidney transplants are amazing. I've got a scar going from the bottom of my rib down to the top, sort of like, where would it be, 6 inches, just above my member. But yeah, so people see me and they think, wow, you look really well. But I can tell you, I feel like crap every day. Some days are better than others. This last week's been awful. I've just, in the morning, I've just felt like giving up because I just felt so poorly. It's been difficult. I do a manual job, which we'll talk about another day. But yeah, so any questions about kidneys, kidney transplants, kidney failure, dialysis, please get in touch, message me. I can tell you it's not all bad. You want to choose a kidney transplant over dialysis. There was a gentleman who I knew on dialysis, and he did dialysis, but he must have been on there for 25 years. And he decided not to have a transplant so that younger people like myself had more of a chance of getting a transplant. So unfortunately he passed away because he decided it was enough. We used to call him the godfather of dialysis. He was a really, really kind gentleman, and he looked after the younger ones that were on dialysis. Because most people, not most, but a lot of people pass away on dialysis because they need the kidney and then they don't get one in time, which was nearly my case. But unfortunately, it's the reality of transplants. They're amazing. And you can get the best match in the world, transplant match, and it can still fail tomorrow. Like, genuinely, they're amazing, but even the doctors, they just don't know. Sometimes kidneys just don't want to be transplanted. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes there's other things going on. I'm not going to talk about give to transplanting and stuff. It's all personal. So when you go down the route of kidney transplant, when I did it, it was a few years ago now, so it might have changed, but a kidney's given freely and then received freely. So if someone donates to you and you say, no, sorry, I'm not accepting it, that's fine. Some reasons why people won't. So for me, I wouldn't accept a kidney from my wife just in case my children needed one. So I'd rather stay on dialysis and risk everything for my babies, definitely. And seeing what my uncle went through to give me my kidney, people think, oh, it's easy, but it's not, because how do you pay for your mortgage if you're not working and you've given somebody a kidney? And how do I pay for my mortgage taking time off to get a kidney? It's not just as easy. Oh, people say, it's life, you'll be alright, but they are difficult choices to make, and my uncle really did sacrifice a lot to let me live. So yeah, that's making me quite emotional, which I don't normally get. But yeah, but I just want to thank absolutely everybody that watches these videos. I do it for me, but as well as for hopefully let people learn as well about stuff. Sorry, I'm supposed to look at the camera, but I'm using my phone. I'm not very good at it. So, because I feel like I should be watching myself, but I should be watching you right there. But yeah, so yeah, so I will get in touch. We'll do some more woodworking, and we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a lot longer video, this, I'm afraid, but it's a little bit more information. Also dialysis. So on dialysis, let me turn that off. Here we go, hang on a minute. So if I take my jumper off one side, sometimes people say, oh, what's that on your arm? So yeah, some people ask me, so talking about dialysis, how do they do it? So they use the Fenral lines and stuff, but so for permanent dialysis, they build something called a fistula, which can go in quite a few places, but mine's in what they classify as my left elbow. So I don't know if you can see that big lump and the scars. I'm sorry if it's fizzy, I'm not. So basically what that is they joined a vein to the artery in my elbow to give me blood flow of the artery in the vein, and the vein swells up, giving more blood and more volume for the dialysis machine. So how they do that is they put largish needles in. They put 2 largish needles in, about that far apart, one in one part, one in the other, and it draws blood from your body, goes into the dialysis machine, and then comes back. And the idea is it gives you a higher flow, so that there's more blood getting cleaned all at one time. But as I say, I mean, the diet on dialysis is extreme, because you're not allowed phosphates, potassiums, so that's like chocolate, tomatoes, tomato sauce. You're not allowed anything that can really mess up your body, or phosphate. Yeah, so phosphates, salts, potassiums. So you've got such a restricted diet, and it's hard. But yeah, so there's a lot to learn. I still got some friends on dialysis, and yeah, big them up, because it is hard, but they carry on, and that's what we do. But yeah, please, any questions about it, please ask me, because I really want to talk about it, to let people know and understand what I've been through, but also just to try and have awareness and support for other people as well. Yeah. Right, let's carry on woodworking. Well, after all that, never mind. Sometimes not everything works out in life, so you just have to start again. Oh well. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and don't give up. Keep going. Alright?